If you or someone you know has diabetes, you may have built up an extra supply of test strips and lancets. That's where we come in. We'll buy the supplies that you don't need and resell them to those in need to prevent waste. Help us make diabetes management more affordable. Visit us at teststripswithaz.com.
All right, this is something we have yet to do on the show. Actually, we did it once before. We did it with a boyfriend and girlfriend, but never have we done this with a married couple, and never have we done this with a married couple who are going to be fighting on the same fight card at Shamrock FC 323 on October 5th. That's coming up this week. We have Nick and Katelyn Radtka joining the program right now, and you're doing what I just did about 5 minutes ago, dropping the little ones off at school. How are you?
Doing well. How are you doing?
Doing fantastic. So I guess my first question is, being a married man myself and being a parent, not a fighter though, how long have you guys been married?
Well, we just had our 8th year anniversary.
9th year anniversary.
Oh boy.
Hey, look at that, look at that. I was just testing her. Just testing her there.
No, I think you might be right. We've been together for 10 years. Let's just put it that way.
That's amazing. How many times have you guys fought on the same card together?
This will be our second time.
Second time.
Mm-hmm.
Both for Shamrock?
Yep.
Yeah, both for Shamrock.
Did you guys meet while you were training, while you were sort of growing into the sport of mixed martial arts? Did you guys meet before that and go through this journey together?
No, actually, I was already on the path, and then I met her. It took her like 18 months to get on board, I think. And then she was all in. So
when I met him, I had never heard of this sport ever, and he was actively fighting at that time, and this was in 2009, and I fell in love. So
do you remember that? Do you remember that first time you went to the gym and trained alongside him? What was that feeling like for you? Was it a nervous feeling, or when did it sort of turn around for you when you realized like, oh, all right, I'm into this thing? Was it a hit to the bag? Was it rolling? Like, what was it for you?
Jiu-jitsu for sure. Yeah, it was jiu-jitsu that really had my interest, and the whole wrestling, the grappling, all of that. I fell in love with it then.
So the first time you two fought on the same card together, who fought first?
Me. He's professional. I'm still amateur.
Okay.
So I fought first.
So let me ask you this, Nick. When you're getting ready for a fight and your wife is about to have a fight, how do you handle that? Are you cornering her? Are you trying to not watch at all? Like, what is that like for you?
Well, the first time I went in with the game plan of not to watch, just stay uninvolved, stay out in the in the warm-up room. But it's a nice venue, and they had a TV on the wall, so I couldn't help myself. So I watched. I don't know, how it. I try not to become too emotionally involved, but at the same time, it's your partner going out there to do battle, so it's probably kind of impossible not to get emotionally involved. But, at the end of the day, I've seen her fight. This will be the 10th time, so, she's getting the hang of it, and I'm getting used to watching her, so less of a shock each time. I definitely wouldn't want to try it like a first fight, but it's going okay, so.
Yeah, I just know, I know when teammates fight on the same card, sometimes you have brothers fighting on the same card. If like the younger brother's fighting first and it doesn't go their way, then it kind of throws off the older brother. It happens. Like Stephen Thompson and Chris Weidman was like a perfect example. Thompson's fighting Woodley. Weidman just got knocked out by Yoel Romero, and Stephen Thompson said, admittedly that it threw him off a little bit. It kind of messed with the psyche a little bit. But you guys seem to be on the same page with that.
Yeah, we've had multiple discussions surrounding that, and that's not going to be an issue.
How long do you see yourself being an amateur, Katelyn? When do you think you're going to be able to take that next step, or are you happy just doing this for competition? Do you want to continue to move on and go pro and see where this takes you?
Yeah, I definitely do want to go pro. And obviously, as with any fighter, it's going to be up to my coaches and my gym when that next step will be. But hopefully within the next year.
And you've been very active. You're fighting Laney Nations on this card. What do you know? What do you know about Laney, and how do you like the matchup from a stylistic perspective?
Oh, I love the matchup. I think it's going to be a very interesting fight stylistically. I know quite a bit about her. She, primarily stand-up, but I know that she's been training a lot of jiu-jitsu with Ethan Binda, who now runs the jiu-jitsu program there. They have a really good wrestling coach as well. So I'm expecting a fight.
I was going to say on hers, this is really, speaking of, like thinking about turning pro and all that, this is like a great test to see where we're ready, if we're ready to take that leap, because, the amateur female circuit is still fairly small around here. There are girls, but we have to, they come from all over. There's not, a plethora of them here. So this is a good fight just to test the waters and see, overcome adversity. It'll be Laney's super aggressive. So, we've fought girls that are good on the ground. We've fought girls that are good at stand-up. We've fought girls that are just good mixed martial artists.
30 pounds heavier than me.
But yeah, heavier. We've done it all, right? But there's not a ton of girls that are super ultra aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
So this will be like that last check mark that we need on the list of things that we do get out here. Then we could say, okay, let's go on to the next level.
Something else that we have faced.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we just keep checking the boxes as we go.
And for you, Nick, you're fighting Jason Powell. How do you, in terms for you, how do you like the matchup from a stylistic perspective? What do you know about Jason?
Well, it's funny you asked that. I actually learned my lesson about digging too much on my opponents. Whenever you're starting off, you have that nervousness. You want to know that you can beat the guy. You want to know, what's coming. I want to plan for this, plan for that. And I think sometimes that can just kind of get in your way and clog you up and make you hesitant in the moment. So I really haven't studied him that much. I know his physicality. I know he's like 5'7", which I'm a big lightweight. I'm 6 foot, so that'll help. And I know that the fights that I've seen him get it to the ground, he's like heavy head pressure, looks like good wrestling, which that's my strength there. I like guys to pressure me in my guard, and so many people these days are just sprawl and brawl, or you get taken down and get back up. And I'm still the journey. You can still win a fight from your back, and actually I think
most of your wins are
every single win I have from my back. Yeah, it's like I've got 6 or 7 triangle wins, a couple guillotines. So yeah.
And Nick has he thrives when he has the reach on his opponents. He plays a really good reach, long reach game.
Yeah. You put me a guy equally matched, but I don't fare that well. I better get to the ground. So.
Where do you guys train out of?
So it's called St. Joseph Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Mixed Martial Arts. So we train under Derek Ripley. Okay. Mm-hmm.
And how did you find the sport, Nick? We know how Katelyn found the sport. How did you find the sport?
Well, I went to, growing up, I went to a private school, and our teams were super small. We couldn't have a football team or anything like that. So I gravitated just towards one-on-one sports. So my dad put me in boxing, and then I kind of phased out of that as I got into my teen years, got in trouble like teenage boys do. I kept bouncing around places, going in and out of, jail once in a while. And finally my dad had enough, and he was like, I came out to the kitchen table one day and he slid me a newspaper, and Kiko France was having a jiu-jitsu seminar at a gym here in town. So I went to that seminar. First time I ever saw anything like triangle, armbar, anything like that, and was just kind of hooked from there. So I signed up for the gym that day, and that was in 2006, 2007. So never been back to jail since then either. So yeah, it's a positive change. Yeah.
I was just gonna ask how that affected you mentally, because you're going down a certain path. Your dad slides you a newspaper and gives you the art. I mean, was your dad in martial arts as well, or did he just kind of see that and thought it might be a good idea for you?
Yeah, no, he's a car guy. No sports at all, you know.
It's kind of like a plea, like, please do something
Yeah,
else with your life.
Just do something. Do something besides what you're doing is basically, you know, all that boiled down to. But like I said, I embrace that journeyman role, and I feel like, you know, in a way, it has saved my life, kinda. And like, you know, if I'm not training for a fight, not doing stuff, staying busy, then it's just, you know, be lazy, eat what you want to, you know, show up at the gym when you want to. So I like having that goal. Like I need something to work on. So
the structure and the discipline that the sport brings.
Yeah. Absolutely. So
I appreciate that. Katelyn, big fight with Laney. We talk, you know, Nick let us all know about how aggressive you are. You bring something a little bit different to the region in terms of your fighting style. When you visualize how this fight goes down, how does it usually play out on Saturday?
Oh my gosh, I feel comfortable in all areas. I really do, but I know that she's very technical. I want to say submission, but honestly, it could be decision. It could be anything, man.
You just see yourself, hand getting raised, getting ready to watch your husband fight.
Yep.
And Nick, I know you're not a big research guy anymore. You've learned that lesson, but when you visualize how your fight plays out with Jason Powell, how does it typically go down in your mind?
You know, I only let it in my mind go one way, and that's just, you know, dominating every scramble. Like, I don't look at it as, you know, winning the fight. I want to win every few seconds. Every time we exchange, every time we clinch up, goes to the ground, I just want to win every scramble, every segment of the fight.
How do you see yourself winning?
But yeah, I see myself winning by submission, of course. But yeah, I'm looking forward to just kind of mixing it all up and having fun. Like I said, I'm on the journey, and now I'm just I've learned all my lessons. Now I'm just trying to enjoy it. So I'm just gonna go out there, be an artist, have fun.
And then last question, I'm going to ask you this individually because this is such a cool moment to see a husband and wife fighting on the same card. I know this is the second time this has happened. So Nick, I'll ask you first. What does it mean to you to fight and share this card with your wife?
You know, it means a lot. It means actually something a little different than the first time, you know. I think after you do things, you kind of, and you've had a taste for it, you get to see what it's worth. And I know, you know, someday we'll look back on these moments and have a story. You know, we'll have stories to tell and memories. You know, they always say, you know, experience over material things and stuff like that. And that's the case. You know, we'll always have this once it's completed. So.
And then for you, Katelyn, you know, you're an amateur, but this is a good litmus test for you to see if you're going to go pro and see how far you're going to go with this. You're fighting a tough girl in Laney Nation, sharing the car with your husband. You're going to sort of, you know, lay the groundwork. You're going to set the table, so to speak. What does it mean to you to be able to do that for your husband and share this card with him?
It means absolutely everything. This has actually been one of my dreams is to fight on the same card, and it has been for a long time. We did get to do that once, but now I'm ready for us both to win on that same card. So it means everything.
Really cool of you guys to do this. I really appreciate it. Before we let you guys go, you guys let everyone know where to follow this journey, where everyone can follow this journey along with you via social media. Any shout outs, anything else you guys want to get off your chest, the floor is yours.
Oh, you go ahead.
So Katelyn Radtka, I have Facebook, I have Instagram, and I think it's just Katelyn.Radtka. Shout outs to our sponsors. We have some amazing people in our corner at all times. I'm not going to go through the whole list, but you can see it all on my Facebook page. Family too. We've had so many families step up and help. My mom actually broke her hip a few weeks ago, and living with us right now. So we've had a lot of people step up and help out with the kids when needed. And thank you so much because it means the world to us.
Nick, Katelyn, I appreciate the time. Thank you guys very much. All the best to you on Saturday. This is a really cool story, and I'm going to continue to watch it all unfold. This is very fascinating stuff. So thank you both for the time this morning.
Yeah, thank you so much.